Hello everyone and welcome back. Today's video will be a reminder to go into spiritual warfare prayers when you have a bad dream. Any nightmares or anything that don't sit right with your spirit in your dream, you need to go to war with it instantly upon waking up. Instantly. Okay? Let me give a little story time, okay? So, a couple months back, I was guided to start fasting and praying to start breaking off these demonic powers that were trying to oppress me. And I don't know if it was my second or third fast, but about one of them, I had this dream, and in this dream, I went in and defeated this demon. This demon was wearing my chain, a gold chain, and he had on this green ring, right? But the main thing, what was mine that he was wearing was my gold chain, the chain that I have in real life. So I went in and I snatched it off of him, and for some reason I took the ring off his hand too, which in real life I don't own one, but I guess it belonged to me. Right? So I took that and then I went running. I went like into this, running into this bathroom, and I guess the bathroom was a portal to where he was like right there at the door trying to get me, but I made it out of the dream by waking up in real life. But the demon and the person that had my belongings in the dream was represented as Young Boy, the rapper, right? And shortly after I had that dream, Young Boy, the rapper, was arrested. Right? And he's facing tons of charges now. People saying he ain't never getting out. But that's how he showed up in the dream. I don't know if that means that that's the actual demon that's functioning through him is the one that actually was robbing my real life, or they just used him because, he talks about being on demon time and stuff like that. And then to actually see it in real life that this demon was arrested. First it happened in the spirit, and then it happened in real life. Right? So that's why it's important to when these dreams come to you, these negative dreams, it's happening in the spirit first before it manifests in the physical, okay? So the other night now, I have a dream that I'm back in my old city, and somehow I got some money, a whole bunch of money in my hand. And I think, okay, I had money on a card, and then for some reason I went and took money off the card. And it was visible to people. People seen it. Wasn't like I was flashing it, but it became visible to people. And I seen somebody trying to befriend me. And then instantly when this person was befriending me, I said, in the dream, I thought to myself instantly, oh, they're sending someone right now to come kill me and come get this money. So in the dream, I had my intuition, and I began to take action to avoid that robbery and them killing me for my money. So I don't remember all of the dream, but the main part is that I knew I survived it, and I don't believe they were able to steal at least all of my money. Maybe they took some, but I'm not really sure. But I remember having my money with me when I left the dream, but it might not have been all of it, okay? So then, do you know the very next day, the way it manifested was me and my daughter were having lunch in the car, and her shoes had gotten dirty. So I told her to rinse them off with some water. So she rinsed them off with some water, and I told her to let them sit out in the sun and let them dry. Do you know that we left the shoes there? And it wasn't until that night that we realized that we left them. And I said, all right, don't worry about it. They'll be there, the next day. We went back the next day and they were not there. And we were in a mall parking lot. So I called the mall. They said they didn't find it. So then it hit me. I said, okay, this is not the first myth. I said, this is a manifestation of what I just seen in my dream. This is a part of stealing from me. Now, the reason why I knew immediately that that was a form of stealing from me was because now when I had went over to Jamaica a couple years ago, right? I left Jamaica. I felt like in Jamaica, like I was robbed. I feel like my beauty got stripped. I remember when I went there, I lost my earrings, My shoes, my beautiful shoes that I had bought, the streets of walking in Jamaica tore them up. My daughter's shoes, she was down by the ocean, and one of the waves came heavily and took her nice new Michael Kors slippers, and they went into the ocean. And just a lot of things there, it felt like was robbing me, And by the time I came back to the States, that was my thought. I was like, there's a spirit there. I said, maybe I'm making an offering to the spirits of the water in Jamaica, and perhaps they just took, the shoes as an offering, and took certain things as an offering. That was my thinking at the time. And I do remember hearing stories about the water goddess Oshun. They say that she likes nice things, and at times she will take things from her devotees, if she wants something. So that was always a thought playing in my mind. I said, well, maybe this is some of these water spirits that, perhaps took the offering that they wanted, So I do know that when I was in Jamaica, my friend there, or who I thought was my friend, I know all the years that I known him, he kept on saying, we got to go to the water. We got to go to the water and meet the water goddess. And, we got to do a ritual over there. So the whole time, from the time I got in Jamaica, he was trying to get me to go to the water. And that had always threw me off with him, because I was like, he made it such a, that's what we had to do, And then I remember talking to him about some of these water spirits. He told me he had a water spirit that he met down at the water one time, and they gave him lotto numbers, and he was supposed to play the numbers, and the numbers actually came out and hit, but he didn't play the numbers. So I don't know what water spirits he was dealing with. I do know he mentioned too, he told me about a water spirit, a mermaid that was down there over one of their bridges there. It's a bridge where a lot of car accidents happens and stuff like that. And everybody know that it's that mermaid in the water that's causing, people to topple over and fall into the water, and, for the bridge to collapse and things like that. And he was like, if people went down there and gave offerings, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. So I don't want to say that the water spirit that took the shoes at that time was connected to Mommy Water or Oshun, because I know there's many people who are devotees of them that love them and, absolutely adore them. But we do know that there's good water spirits and there's bad water spirits, right? So I don't know who was the ones he was coming in contact with, I don't know. But I remember leaving the Caribbean with the thought in my head, I wonder if something was taken from me there. What's in that water? Was those evil spirits in that water? So that allowed me to know that this time in this dream that this physical manifestation of my daughter's shoes being stolen again was definitely a demonic attack that happened in the spirit first. Okay, then I did a regular prayer, pretty much like just light, just a prayer like, Lord, please watch over me. I'm aware of this thief that is trying to steal from me. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Please protect me and protect my assets. Something light. It wasn't an angry fire prayer. It was just light. So now some days go on now, and now I'm in my car. Now, the week before, 2 weeks prior, I had went and got a whole new catalytic converter for my car, right? And all of a sudden, the check engine light comes back on. And I said, okay. So then I went and took it in, and they go in there, and they come back with, it's something else, some kind of air filter, a mass air filter or something like that. And I said to myself, why when I came in, you told me it was a catalytic converter, Why now is it this? They're like, so he tells me this, and he's like, yeah, it takes about 20 minutes to put in, because I came in later in the day. He said, just come back tomorrow. So I come back tomorrow early, the next day. And now I'm sitting there for hours, and I'm getting the feeling they don't really know what they're doing. You could just tell by watching their body language and how they moving, they guessing. So not only are they guessing, or rather, no. That day when I came back in, It looked like they ain't even touched my car and just gave it back to me and said, you know? And I wasn't feeling right because actually, let me go back a little bit. Prior to me going into that shop that day, earlier that day, right? I'm at the Pilot gas station taking a shower, right? Now, the devil had been working prior to this because I got into a conflict with the people at the gas station because they said my showers take too long. So they came bothering me one time, like a couple days prior, talking about I told them, I said, I'm coming out. Then finally they just come back banging hard. They're like, oh, we're going to call the sheriffs. We're calling the cops if you don't come out the bathroom, right? So I was like, okay, let me come on, get out this bathroom. So then I go out there and I talked to the manager and I said, let me talk to you, right? And I could just tell from his stance, he didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. But I talked to him anyway. And I told him that I was currently staying in this area and I was using the showers and I need them. And I said, I need to go over. I said, I don't do anything fast. I'm a pretty slow moving person. I need a little bit more time. And if anything, I'll give extra money so that I can have that time. And then, he tells me he understands. And then at the end of the conversation, he goes, yeah, but we only allow an hour here. Okay, cool. So that was that, I was still allowed to come into the store and he ain't called the police on me. Okay, cool. So this day, now the very next day, I go in there and I shower. I believe I was over an hour because I know I take long showers. So I was over an hour. I got out. I was good. Then it was time for my daughter to get in. So now when it was time for my daughter to get in, it was like a lot of people ahead of us. So it was like an hour and a half wait or something like that. And I kept going back and forth checking on my number. So sure enough, I was like 121 and the number was, the last time I checked, the number was 118. So I said, okay, about 5 minutes. Let me start packing her clothes up and putting it in a bag and go into, get her ready. So we go back literally less than 5 minutes. Now, meantime, let me tell you, usually it take a little while to get from 118 to 121, at least 5 to 10 minutes. So I go back in there. Now they on 124, right? But when I come in there, I'm feeling the energy, right? And I'm like, okay. I said, these bitches done skipped over my number fast. They knew I was coming up. They done skipped over my number on purpose, right? So then I go and I let the lady know. I said, my number just passed or whatever. I need to get in. And she pretty much says, hold on. She got the manager. She has an attitude, right? Now the lady comes over, the manager, and she tells me, oh, we don't reset showers anymore or whatever. That's why she had to call me over here. And I could just tell by her energy that she was lying and that she did it on purpose. Okay. So now, and matter of fact, hold on. Prior to even that, right? I'm thinking everything is good because that day when I came in to do the shower, everybody was happy. Everybody's, hello, how are you? These same people now that bothered me about the shower before, they was actually polite and kind and speaking. Every single last one of them. Okay, cool. So now she resets the shower. My daughter gets in there. I'm going back and forth, checking on my daughter, make sure she's all right in there. I'm sitting in the car. I go, so I'm sitting in the car. So now it's approaching an hour. So I said, okay, let me go in there. I think I would have been recording a video, but it ended just in perfect timing. My daughter comes running to the car saying, Mama, come in. They kicked me out. So I go in there. I didn't even look at them. I just went to the bathroom to go pick up our things and leave out. I said, I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm just going to walk out, because I already know they done already threatened to call the police on me. And actually, look, they called me a troublemaker. Why was I called a troublemaker? Because I take a few extra long minutes in the shower. Why am I considered a troublemaker? Now, the truth is, right, that these people see me come in smiling, happy, bright, and shining. Okay? They see the Spirit of God on me, and they see my light. And that's upsetting the demons that control them. So I remember, like I said, when I talked to the manager, he said, oh yeah, this isn't the first time that you've done this. You know, you've been causing trouble. People told me you caused trouble. Because I stayed in the bathroom, I'm causing trouble? What the hell? Because I just want to shower and get clean? I'm a troublemaker? When literally I don't say 3 words to you. If I do speak, I'm saying hello, good day, how are you? So my brightness was a problem to them, okay? So I go and get my daughter's stuff, and I attempt to leave out the door. So then the woman, she seen that I wasn't going to say anything to her. So she made a point to say something to me. She says, and you're not allowed to come in here anymore. Don't come back here. So then, you know me, I have to say something. So I said, don't worry about it. I said, you don't have to deal with me. You're going to have to deal with God, you know? And I left it at that. And then she did some old nasty stuff, kissed her hand and said, get out, goodbye. And then the guy in there, he opened the door for me. And I thought it was just a regular guy opening the door, helping me get out the door. And I said, thank you. But when I looked up, it was one of the guys that worked there. He was holding the door like, bitch, yeah, get out our store. We don't want you to come back here anymore. So I said, okay. Now that situation had me upset because, one, I couldn't really release what I needed to release. That's something they done spewed hatred and hatred and evil towards me, but I couldn't release it back to them because I knew not to go back in there and say nothing, because I knew they call the cops on me. They got my license plate, and I ain't trying to get no charges or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm a responsible woman and a mature woman. I got a child to take care of, and I ain't letting nobody take anything of mine, or for foolishness. So, that energy, I had to sit with that energy for the remainder of the day. And I had to also go for this appointment for my car. So let's fast forward now. So also a good way to unleash that energy when someone spews negativity and toxicity onto you, you have to, it depends. It depends. These people, I feel like, they were directly being used, and they were definitely under satanic operation. Because like I said, they were all nice. Hello, how are you when I came in? And then they just switched on me. You understand? And that place, I felt like God had given me that space. It was a blessed space. I could sleep there, in the parking lot. It's literally like a safe haven. That's the place where I'm at is actually where a lot of these immigrants that's crossing the border, they're coming into, and they're able to stay there. They be getting rental vans and stuff like that and sleeping, and there'll be a whole bunch of them in it. And it's just a place where, it's a pilot, number one, so people traveling stops there and stays there. So it's safe, it's lit up, it's a safe place, and all the truckers are there. So I really enjoyed this space. It was peaceful, it was good, no one bothered me for the most part. You know what I mean? It was just a perfect setup for me while I'm looking to establish residency. So I felt like, this was this demon now trying to impede on my path and block me. You know what I mean? Because again, the Lord had told me that this is your promised land. This is your territory. So now here you come. If I don't have this space, that means I would have to leave the city and go somewhere else where I have those accommodations, right? So this is all what's going on playing in my mind as I got to go to this appointment for my car now. So now, like I told you, I get to the car place, and he tells me what it is. I say, okay, that's what it is. But I was hoping they can get it fixed that day. But they couldn't get it fixed that day. They had to order the part. Okay, cool. This is now a $300 repair, okay? Why wasn't it told to me when I first went there, and you told me the only thing that I needed for my check engine light to go off was my catalytic converter, okay? So now, this day I'm frustrated, I'm tight, because now in my mind I'm thinking I gotta leave and go to another city, But now I can't even leave and go to another city because I got to take care of this car situation. So I was carrying all that energy with me from that day. This enemy is coming to rob me. He's coming to rob me of my joy as well. You know, your joy and your brightness and your thanksgiving is attached to your wealth and your abundance. When you're vibrating high, you know, you tend to attract things and you magnetize. You're in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks likes to say, and you can literally magnetize everything to you. So this demon knows this. Okay. So what I did was what you need to do. Don't ever carry no toxicity that anybody sends your way. What you need to do is I begin to visualize and pass judgment on these people who decided that they wanted to take breath out of me. You know what I mean? And us as the chosen, we do have to be fair in our judgment. See, we not them. We still have to be fair in our judgment because we know that they know not what they do. Right? So my thing is with people like that who are just random people that I may come encounter with who have been used by Satan. Oh, what we're going to do is you going to feel this wrath, right? Because you don't get to give that to me, because if you give that to me and I have no outlet for it, I might give that to my child. And that's what I'm not going to do. And I'm not giving it to myself either. You know, at times I may discharge it into the earth, into water, and do things like that. But for some people, and on certain occasions where there's people that's literally trying to take life out of you, and you know that they're a bit conscious of what they're doing, just a bit, even though they're being used. No, I'm sending that shit straight back to you. You gonna hold all of that. You know, you do some visualizations, whichever way it manifests that you needed to release that energy, let that thing release. Visualize it and let it release. Okay. So that's what I had to do, not only that day, but also the very next day. You know, it took some time, and then I said, Lord, I'm leaving it right here where it's at. I'm not dwelling on this or thinking about this anymore. May your judgment come to those that want to impede on my path, you know? So I'm fair, you know, because we can call, you know, death on these people. But I'd rather these people, you know, not die. I'd rather these people actually repent and ask for forgiveness. May they go through suffering. May they experience what they have inflicted. You know, may they experience someone trying to block or close their roads, you know, until they realize that there is a God, you know, that do have children and do have priests and priestesses that he looks over, you know, and that some people you just should not be fucking with. Some people you just don't even play those kind of games with. So that's what I left with them. I gave that energy right back to them full force. And I was angry. I was angry because how dare you try to uproot me from a place and a space that God has given to me. But this is what these demons do when you're getting close to your manifestation and your victory. Okay? They come and they come on heavy. They were trying to send me into confusion. It was attack on my mind, on my happiness, on my pockets. You know what I mean? But it didn't work. Because I remember the voice of the God telling me, you are in the right location. This is your promised land. Don't you go nowhere. There's alternatives to not being able to have the access that you had by being at that place. Okay? So I say that to say now, so now the next day I go to get my car, get that piece put in. So they put the piece in. I'm there all day. And I'm just looking at them. It just seemed like, what is y'all doing? They doing other people's cars, you know, putting mine to the side. They coming back every 5 minutes looking at it, but don't seem like they doing anything. So now it's the end of the day. They put the piece in. I get in my car, my check engine light on immediately. My engine don't even sound good. It sounds stuttery. It just don't sound good. I know something is bad, right? Now, the whole time now, I had been getting signs from God too, not to mess with them, but I went on ahead anyway, because I said they got to fix I got to at least go back. They got to fix what they did. I just paid them $3,000. They going to fix how else is this going to be corrected? So that's the only reason why I continue to go. But I was getting the forewarnings pretty much not to go, or that something was wrong. It was either of the two, you know? So I figured it was no harm in, still going, but I knew at this point I wouldn't go back no more, because I was pretty much seeing that they was incompetent and they didn't have the capacity to fix what needed to be fixed. But they kept trying to reassure me. People would tell you in your face, trying to reassure me, no problems, whatever it is, we can fix it. Oh, it's just we need to clear the codes and blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. So now I said, okay, I'm going early in the morning. I go, so that night now, I try to turn my car on and my car turns off. Wouldn't turn on. So I had to try it like 2 or 3 times and it finally turned on. Okay, something's not right with my engine. So I go back the next day, and this is after I paid them an additional $300. And I'm sitting there. I'm already knowing, that something ain't right. But let me see what they come back with. And also on top of that, there had been people, every time I went, there was people always coming back, a few minutes later after they leave, like, okay, something's not right. And I actually seen somebody come in there about the same issue, the catalytic converter. And I heard the whole conversation. They were saying that pretty much they took it to an inspection site and somebody said that their catalytic converter was tampered with. So that was in my mind. And the guy also said, this needs to be fixed, so I'm going to call the corporation, your corporation, and cease my payment. You guys will not, I will not pay you guys until this is corrected. So that was a way for God also showing me, okay, this is your resolution to this situation. If they do not correct this, or rather if something is wrong, which obviously something is wrong, this is the route that you need to go. So I was able to hear that conversation, because who knows, in the midst of all this chaos, that I'm experiencing, sometimes you forget how to function and how to think properly. You know what I mean? So that thought might not even came to me until later down the line. You know what I mean? So it was good that God sent those people in there to give me that revelation and those instructions. So now I'm there the next day, during the day, again, the same stuff going on. They bull crapping. My daughter like, Mama, ask them how long it's going to be. I'm thinking we get there early in the morning. I'm still giving them patience and giving them grace. You know what I mean? But which I realize, oh man, like I go to so many American institutions that people rely on, and the people are not even qualified for the jobs, man. I mean, the professionalism isn't there. The craftsmanship isn't there. Like, people are really lacking in the skills to keep America running. And I could see the collapse of American society and world, because the people are greedy. They're only after money, and nobody is coming. God ain't in none of these places. So we don't got righteous people there that want to make sure. They don't realize that like, okay, let's say for instance, in a mechanic shop, it shouldn't be greed. You need to make sure that your craftsmanship is up to code, and that every American vehicle that comes in there is repaired properly, because that depends on your survival, because we all in this together. This is the circle of life. You know what I mean? So if there's an American who can't show up to their job because you didn't properly fix their cars, and remember, this is going on a mass scale. I done been to tons of dealerships and places where it's just shitty service. I mean, shitty work, carelessness, like it's just bad. You know what I mean? In the hospitals, everything. And if this is going on a mass scale, we are looking literally at the decay of American institutions, which actually is a great thing, to say the least. It's great, because we want to usher in the new for sure. But it's disheartening. So I gave them a lot of grace, giving them patience to work on my car. But then, like I said, it looked like they was going to it, coming back from it. Now 3 hours done passed. They said, okay, we're going to take it around the corner and take it to this shop over here. And they have the correct tool to clear the codes, because they was claiming it was just the codes that needed to be cleared. And then he had mentioned, the mechanic said he's seen a vacuum leak, but he's fixed it or whatever. And they're just going to clear the codes. Okay. I walk down the street to where my car was supposed to be sitting, because now at this point, I want to make sure ain't nobody stealing no parts out of my car, because the Lord had put, like, they have a monitor, a TV monitor in there. And on the screen, when I glanced at it, I seen robbing or robbery, right? As I could see that they were going to try to ask me for more money for something, as he came back telling me this hose was disconnected. But the Spirit had already showed me, God showed me robbery on the screen. I forget what the whole sentence was about, but I seen the word robbery. I knew God was speaking to me. So then I went to watch my car, to make sure they, they ain't got no kind of chop shop going on or nothing like that, and make sure my car was okay. Watch your things as you would watch your newborn baby. Anything that you bring to these places, you need to be looking and watching and asking questions. Don't give these people no grace, because like I said, these people are not qualified and they're unprofessional. I've been tons of places, and this is what I am seeing throughout our nation. Okay, unqualified people. And in the beginning, I was happy because, people got jobs. It's great to see people working. You know what I mean? Especially our people in places where I used to not see them. They're now having jobs. Awesome. But the skills and the qualifications got to be there. Okay. So now I go walk up to the car. It's a mechanic, and he got the thing fixed up to the hooked up to the car. And he said, oh, it's just going to be a few more minutes or whatever, and everything will be okay. So I'm waiting a few more minutes. Then I realize he's gone. So I go back to my car now to go grab some dates out the car to eat a little snack while I'm waiting. Then my daughter's like, Mama, what's taking so long? She ready to go. She had done been there with me about 3 days just sitting. She tired of this, So I say, we got to be patient. Let's give them a little bit of time. So then some guy at the shop, he randomly walks over to me, and he's like, oh, yeah, you got to bring it in. Come inside. We'll set you up with a diagnosis. I'm like, I know I'm not going in for no diagnosis. I mean, I would have to pay you. These people brought my car over to you. I didn't bring my car over to you. What the hell is you talking about? So then I was like, okay, and then he says, no, you come here. You have to pay. So I said, okay. I said, let me walk back around the corner here and go get these people. So I go over there and I start talking to them. And they're like, no, they're supposed to just clear it and, bring it back. I said, well, it's just sitting there doing nothing. So he's like, okay, let me come with you over. So he goes over there. He talks to a guy in there now, and he's supposedly the manager. And he's like, oh, yeah, my guy, he's on lunch. He's going to come back. He check it in. You good or whatever. So I'm just sitting there looking. They talking in their language. And I'm already knowing, because, we be knowing, So the guy walks back to the other shop, and now I'm left with the manager. He comes outside now, and I guess he decides he ain't gonna wait for his person that's supposed to be coming back from lunch. So he puts the plug in. A few minutes, it's done. So now he's like, oh, you're good. But I get in my car's still stuttering. My engine sound weak. Now weaker than it's ever sound before. Now let me tell you something. I had a check engine light on my car riding for a whole year and rode across the country, and my car was fine. Had no problems with it, okay? Not until I took it to this place. And there was literally, hold on, I'm losing my thought. I had no problems with it. So I knew that they done did something to my car, or I began to think early that day. I said, okay, hold up. This is a spiritual attack. This might be a spiritual problem, because they in there and they looking like they can't find out what the problem is or what's going on. You know what I mean? And I said, okay, this is that spirit trying to rob me again, trying to steal from me, trying to take money from me. And that's why God was telling me, don't go back to the shop, because he knew that these people weren't going to be able to correct the problem, because it's actually a spirit that's inflicting the car. Now, how do I know this? Okay. I know this because, like I said, I've had my check engine light on for quite some time. And like I said, I have rode on the wings of God supernaturally in my vehicle. But the check engine light, sometimes those things just come on, you know what I mean? And they'll be there and there's nothing really wrong, maybe something minor. But even besides that, I've experienced times where something was wrong with my car, but supernaturally it was fixed. I don't know if y'all ever remember Kevin Gates talking about how he put his hand on a woman's car battery and he got it to start. And people clowned him and said, oh, this nigga's crazy, But it's for real, because I've experienced supernatural mechanic, fixes of my car. I've seen it. So I know these demonic, oppressive, demonic strongholds, they can do the same thing. You know what I mean? So I realized, oh, this is this spirit trying to rob me, trying to get these people to constantly play with my car and then not make something work and then tell me I got to owe them something else and owe them something else. I said, oh, okay. So when I realized that, I said, okay, I definitely ain't going back to the shop. I know how to move forward and approach this, because this is this spirit trying to steal from me. But I say that to say, when you get these dreams, right? These dreams that ain't good. I don't care what it is. Mine was, I actually knew somebody was trying to steal from me and kill me. You know what I mean? You got to go into anger warfare prayers immediately, and you got to do them continuously, because like I said, the manifestation started the day after the dream. Okay, lost my daughter's shoes, then I lost the place that I was using and staying out of, and then lost money because I had to pay an extra $300 for the new part, right? So this was this spirit stealing from me in the spirit first, and then it manifested in the physical world. But had I been vigilant and more fiery with my prayers, I could have reduced the damage or perhaps eliminated it. Okay? And that was the revelation. When these things happen, go into prayer and fasting as soon as possible, right? If not fasting with your prayer, you know what I mean? Because I just came off a fast, so I wasn't thinking about going back into a fast. But, it appears that these things are needed. Whenever we are dealing and moving forward, what I realized for myself, and what I want you guys to realize too, you're going to have to become more spiritual, right? Us spiritual people, sometimes we get in the habit of trying to do things in the physical, right? I was trying to approach this car thing in the physical, right? But definitely with everything that was coming against me, that I seen the pattern of it, I need to deal with this thing solely spiritual. And for us, that's where our power is. So instead of us constantly try to engage the world on a physical level, we must solely start in the spirit. And prayer is a spiritual technology. Okay? So all those spiritual things that that are technologies, that's what we have to be focused on. This chanting, this sound, you know what I mean? Meditation. These are the things, prayer and worship. All of those things allow us access into the spirit realm. Okay? And we got to utilize those. I mean, like I said, prayer posture all 2024 and beyond. Okay? We have to pray to the Most High. And we also have to give praise, song, and dance, because the Most High, they love that. They love that. So, as this person now is trying to steal my finances and my money and my joy, what am I going to do? Okay? I'm going to pray. Fire prayers. Day in and day out until I see that motherfucker cease and back down, until that motherfucker is destroyed. They, whatever, demonic strongholds, a collective of them, or one demon sitting on my path trying to impede me. I'ma constantly hit his ass with fire until he burns up. And I'm gonna do that through the breath. Okay? And visually see his ass burning up and getting the hell up out of my paths. Okay? I'm gonna visualize money flowing back into me. Okay? I'm going to put on those money sounds. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but there are money sounds out there that are mystical and that makes money come to the bank. Okay? I'm going to pray over my finances, not only to defeat him, but my prayer won't only be to defeat him, but also for stability of mind. Okay? For my joy to return, and for for my finances to return to me. So I'm going to also, like I said, listen to those mystical sounds that bring money. I'm going to do affirmations for my money, right? I'm also going to do affirmations for my joy, my mental well-being, and listen to frequencies that bring me back into balance, so I don't stay out of balance. Because that's what these demons bank on. They bank on you being out of balance and trying to introduce dis-ease to your body. So that, because now once you eating right and stuff like that, they don't really have an entryway on attacking your health. So they need to attack your mind, because disease can manifest through the mind, right, through the emotions. So they need to attack your mind and your stability in order to attach to you. Now you sluggish, you low vibrational, and you don't want to get stuff done. You lose your momentum. So that's what they'll try to target, your momentum. So yes. So we're going to listen to sound frequencies. We're going to do affirmations. We're going to pray. We're going to meditate. We're we gonna get right. We're gonna do whatever rituals we need to do to maintain our blessings. Whatever it is that God has given you, your home, your car, your children, you're going to pray over all of it. Because this enemy just don't want one thing. He want it all. There's a spirit that I know has been attacking me. They don't want me to have nothing. I mean nothing. They don't want me to have nothing. But thanks to the Most High that has a lifting hand, that forever rises me up and forever makes me victorious. Thank God. We must thank God every day for all the things that we have, whether you think it's a lot or not. Number one, you are here today. You are breathing. You are not in the grave, okay? And I know a lot of you don't see things that way, but I'm going to tell you what I've experienced. With these spirits trying to kill me and snuff my light out, okay? It is a blessing to not be in the grave. It made me enjoy life even more. You know, I've always feel like I've been one to be optimistic and be on the bright side. But once I knew these people were trying, these spirits were trying to take my life, you know, it brought a whole new level to really enjoying what has been given to me. Life, the gift of life beyond all, the gift of health. I'm healthy, I'm breathing, and every day I can go out and go to war with these spirits and go move forward toward anything that I want to achieve in this world. Whatever my purpose is, I can do it, I can fulfill it, you know, because I have my breath and I have my health. I'm here. So you ain't in that grave, show gratitude and fight for everything you got. Pray over your children, pray over your car, pray over your mental health, your physical health, pray over your family, pray over, you know, your bank, your money, your job, whatever it is that, you know, is keeping you together. Pray over it day in and day out, because this enemy does not sleep or slumber. But the good thing is, neither does our God. Does not sleep or slumber. Okay? So you got to be vigilant, because he's vigilant. Every day pray. Pray before bed, pray midday. Like we know Muslims, I believe they pray like a couple times. I'm not sure how that thing works, but I believe they pray like 6 or something times. You know what I mean? That's where we got to be with it. You know? That's where we got to be with it. Because like they said, this is the end time and darkness is increasing upon the earth. I look, you know, sometimes I forget that things are so bad because it's like I'm in a bubble. I'm protected. You know, I experience the things that I experience, obviously, but it's not necessarily from people. I'm not really getting oppressed by people. Just now, recently, I got oppressed by people. He was able to use people because now I'm in somebody else's territory and in somebody else's space. But prior to me leaving my home, I was secluded and isolated, so I didn't really have to deal with people on that level. You know what I mean? I don't go to a workplace or anything like that. So my contact with humans was very limited. So I wasn't having that level of oppression. But now that I'm out here and I have to interact more, as God is bringing me out of the shadows and bringing me into the light, I have to deal with them more. And like I said, sometimes I forget that so much wickedness is going on. So, but when I look online and I see all these articles day in and day out, people killing people over a parking spot, road rage, over $5, you know, just crazy stuff. Men killing their girls, their wives, you know, just stuff like that. I know that, yeah, darkness is really here and it's still very prevalent. And I give thanks to God for forever protecting me. And listen, that's one thing that we can't ever, as believers and as the chosen, as saints, we can't ever get so angry when things ain't going our way that we forget the invaluable blessing of divine protection. Because when I look out here and I see people just going left, right, young people in their 20s, teens, kids, you know, dying over foolishness, I thank God for the hand that covers and protects me. You know, I may not be where I want to be financially in life, you know what I mean? Because of my carnal way of thinking. Like I said, most of us, we want to see that money in the bank account and know that we got an abundance of millions in the bank account. But the reality is that I have to program my mind to know that I have millions and billions in the spirit. And the way the kingdom works is it releases based on, what you ask for, what you need, and what you want. So just getting back into the spirit and using spiritual technologies, asking you shall receive, and dealing with my finances from that aspect, opposed to dealing from it the way that the world is from it, as in going out, working and getting your resources, or being lucky enough to get an opportunity that pays you millions and billions of dollars. You know what I mean? Instead of approaching it from that way, the worldly way, approach it from the spiritual way, which is that that there's a never-ending flow of abundance for you, and that you can tap into that resource at any time. So this is, again, like I said, where we have to always do everything in the spirit. We have to really let go of doing things carnally and doing things the worldly way, and it's going to take some time till we fully get there, because we've been programmed into one way for so long. Me 37 years. So now I got to still undo all of that and remember to input every day those spiritual technologies that I have been given, so that things can move smoothly. So yes, I was talking about divine protection. Yeah, we can't we can't, that's like the greatest thing. I'm, like I said, may not be where I want to be financially, only because I'm thinking carnally, but I have everything I need every day. I don't want and I don't lack for nothing. I get to truly live the way I want to live and be free. I'm as free as I feel like I can be at this particular time. I found a way to come closer to God and have my time and be able to really build my chi, build my energy, build my aura, and I got to be grateful for that. I'm able to walk my path, I'm able to do those things. So I got to be grateful for everything, as you do too. And you got to protect it, because there are forces out there that just don't even want to see you smiling. Your smile is an offense. Your smile is war to these people. Literally, I ain't did nothing to them people in that Pilot gas station. You know what I mean? A few extra minutes in the shower, they was calling the cops on me and called me a troublemaker, because I come in shining every day. Beautiful and shining. And I guess I shouldn't be feeling that way, being that I'm staying where I'm staying, So this is a word to you guys, so that you don't experience loss or imbalance, is to immediately get to work when you have these demonic dreams. Immediately get into ritual, affirmations, prayer, meditation, sound frequencies, immediately, to reverse what they have done in the spirit. Okay? It's a must. So just a reminder, I hope this video was enlightening. Hope it reminded you, because if you're on my page, obviously you already know these things to do. But as heavy as these attacks are coming, we need these constant reminders. That's why I say, I can't wait to the day which is happening now, when I get on these social medias, that the body of Christ, the Christ consciousness, blocks out all the distractions. I want the timeline to be flooded with constant reminders. I don't want any of you to think when you start your channel that your channel isn't worthy, or you feel like, oh, people already preached this message, so I don't need to preach it. No, you need to preach it. If God give it to you, we all need to be activated on this social media, because the warfare is going on heavily on this social media. You need to be on there giving whatever message God gave to you, whether you done heard it 1,000 times or not, because this enemy is relentless and he don't stop. And with all the darts being thrown at us consistently, you forget. Some days, I'm on my diet thing, I'm good. You know what I mean? But then some heavy distractions come in, and I might be ripping and running. And I'll be like, oh, I'm going to go. All of a sudden, I want to eat a burger or something. I want to eat a fry from McDonald's. I need those posts out there with somebody reminding me to take care of my house. Even though I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's days where I'm just rushing, and I'm lazy, and I don't want to, wait, and I'm getting attacked. You know what I mean? So I need those posts. So don't think that your message is too little. We need to hear it. It need to be in our face consistently, because this demon and his devils, they are in our face consistently. The warfare is heavy on social media. So let's overflood these timelines. Let's flood them out with us. Let's flood the world with us. It's time for us to arrive, because I'm telling you, the things I see in these institutions, these people are not qualified. It's just bad. You know what I mean? It's just bad. And even though I'm not a part of really many institutions, there's times where I have to utilize them because still got one foot in the world and one foot out. Until this thing crumbles and comes down, we are still in it. And we got to operate and deal with it from the inside out. So I want to see more of us in all of these places. I want to see us everywhere, dominating. So I encourage you guys who are in the system and had the opportunity to be educated in this system to go on ahead and get all of those positions, because I love to see, number one, my people. When I say my people, I mean African Americans, I mean people of color, period. And I also mean Christ, people on a Christ consciousness, us Christ Christian people. I love to see us, okay, everywhere. I appreciate you. I thank you for the hard work and dedication to getting your education. That's where your ministry, we need you in those places. We need the light in all of these dark spaces. Darkness will not prevail. May the light shine and shine forever and ever. Amen.